Today, I am near the ghost town of Croom, searching for a local legend in the woods. Near here, on Hog Island, in the Withlacoochie River, is rumored to be a witch. While I don't have a kayak, I figure I'll go as close to the island as I can to see what I can see for myself. Hopefully this doesn't go all Blair Witch Project, but at least I've got my found footage ready. First, let's talk about Croom. Originally called Pemberton Ferry, Croom existed in 1884 when the railroad commission in Brooksville crossed the Withlacoochie River here and could even date back to 1840. Croom had a sawmill, turpentine still, sugar mill, and many houses alongside being a major crossing of the river. Croom was hit hard by Spanish flu in the 1910s, and by 1935, the post office was decommissioned. And this brings us to Hog Island. Just north of Croom on the Withlacoochie River, Hog Island is a rather unique place. There's a campground here, and it is said that the campers are often awakened at night by scratching on their tents and laughter in the dark. The witch has even reportedly appeared before people hiking in the woods as an apparition. The story supposedly goes that in the 1700s, a woman lived in the area who was reported to be a witch. Thus, the local population either burned her at the stake or hung her, depending on the version of the story you hear. However, the witch still haunts the forest she was murdered in, to this day, terrorizing those who dare to venture into her woods. I have a few problems with this version of the story, however. No one really lived in this part of Florida in the 1700s. I'm not saying that there weren't isolated homesteads. I'm sure there were, and this very well could have happened on an isolated farm. But in the 1700s, the Tampa Bay region was largely depopulated. Croom didn't even pop up until 1840. The legend isn't even really that old and can be linked to the 1996 movie adaptation of The Crucible, which is about the Salem witch trials. Now, I have a personal theory about this story. I think the Hog Island woods are haunted, but it's no witch. In my last video on Brooksville, I talked about how Hernando County had one of the highest rates of racial crimes per capita in the United States, a fact I cannot stress enough. Well, I think the area around Hog Island saw a lot of African Americans hung, and the stories of haunting eventually transformed into a witch hung in the 1700s, far removed from the modern day. The story of the Swamp Witch of Hog Island may very well be downplaying some horrific events that happened a lot closer to the modern day by replacing African Americans with a witch in the 1880s with the 1700s. However, the story of the witch does not hold up well under scrutiny, which leads me to believe that something sinister did occur in this swamp, but not a witch. Thanks for watching.